Hi, I am Aruni. I am a tarot reader. I'm here to give you tips on how to read tarot cards in a simple and straightforward way. Today we're going to deal with an issue of finances. We have done a little bit on love, a little bit on money, a little bit of this and that. Let's do a bit of finances. Let's say that somebody comes to you as a client and he says, I have come into some money and I don't know what should I do. I can put it underneath my mattress and sit on it and use a little bit at a time. I can put it in the bank, but the interest is very poor. Or I can buy a property. Now, because the client comes with all of these ideas, and we don't know what we're going to do, how we're going to do, again, back to, do I do a Celtic cross or do I do a pyramid? Wait. You and your cards have a relationship. And you must trust this relationship. You trust your cards. You talk to them, they talk to you. You can ask anything you want. We're using Morgan Greer, which is the symbols are very, very clear, very good. And we are separating the minor arcana. We keep them separate, the minor arcana from the major arcana, only because they give different sorts of messages. The major arcana gives me the essence of the problem or the situation, and the minor arcana gives me the details. So my position is to allow the client to observe the options, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what my tarot readings are about. I'm not going to tell the client what to do because I don't want to be involved in his destiny, his karma. I want to help him to see what is available. So he said, or she said, I'm going to sit on my money, so let's see what happens if he sits on the money. I'm going to put it in the bank, buy some bonds or something, or I could buy property. And now we have the three conditions that the client came with, so let's go and observe them. That's my major arcana, that will give me the essence, and this is my minor arcana. Well, let's look at sitting on the money and use a little bit at a time, put it in the bank and get a little bit of interest, or buy a property. So now those are the three options. Let's have a look. Option 1. The first card that has appeared is the Emperor. Now the Emperor is a card that represents achievement. That's the key word for this card. And if you notice, it's an emperor, it's power, it's wealth, there is a status, it's all involved in it. So when a client comes to you and say, oh, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, and the client appears as an emperor, what is that telling you? Well, you already have an idea as to who you're dealing with and what is it that's going on in his life. So probably the client got into quite a bit of money. Now, the minor arcana will give us the details in regard to that situation. What about if I just sit on this money? And it says the Knight of Swords, and this one is a card of security. The essence, the message is security. This one here is protection, right? So we have these messages now. We have an emperor, protection, and security. Now you say, well, what about if I just put it under my mattress? I put this money there. Well, you're an emperor, so you'll be okay whatever you do with it. I would say so. Next, if there is any problem, there is a problem of security. And this person means protection. So probably you will do better putting it somewhere in which your money is protected rather than have it in the bedroom in which it may be exposed to people that come to your house, party, friends, relatives, all that sort of things. It might not because he's an emperor, so it's positive card, powerful card. Let's have a look what happens if he puts it in the bank. So the major arcana, the essence, tells us the sun. We have spoken about the sun, and we mentioned that when the sun appears, in whatever position the sun comes, that represents success. So probably this is a little bit of what we were saying. Yes, you're okay. You have come into quite a bit of money, so you are in good shape financially, but probably you should consider security, okay? And here is the option of how about if I put my money in the bank, and there is the card success. So let's look at the details. The minor arcana gives us the details. What are the details? It's a lady with money, and it's a card that represents success regardless. So whatever it is you do with this money will produce success. So it's a lady with money there, or a lady of business. So if you go to a bank and meet a lady, a manager, or someone who maybe have a portfolio of options and bonds or whatever, maybe that is the way to go, because the sun has appeared there, a success. Or maybe you know a person, a lady, friend who has some business or something, or some means by which, and then that is the way to go. And the last one is, how about if I use the money to buy some property? That's very general, but we're going to start by looking, and then we look into a bit more as the cards open up. So the major arcana is saying the devil. What is the devil? Well, the devil, the message with the devil is negative attachment. There is other set of cards in which the devil has the person by the neck with a chain, and that is more, the image is a lot clearer, but we should understand that that's the message. You are attracted to that idea, but the idea is no good for you. That is what you have to understand. When the devil appears, it's something you want, but it's no good for you. It's a negative attachment, something you're attached to that is detrimental. So when you say, I want to buy property, okay, and I see a devil, ooh, maybe you are not very good at choosing, or maybe you might come into dodgy people that sell you properties that are no good, or maybe the market is not the right time. I don't know. So I look at the minor arcana because the minor arcana gives me the details. The details. What is this? This is the four of the four of coins. When you see this person, the word here is the key word, the message, the fundamental essence of message is charity. Charity means you give not with the expectation of getting a fruit out of it, but you give it because you want to give it, right? That's the idea of the concept of charity. Now, there is a lot of connotations in these cards. If you see that this person has a big coin in the head, which means he will always be worrying about money, even though he's got money in his hands. So this is a card that is, in a way, is warning you, well, not sure about what you're going to do with this money, but property, I don't think so, because it's the devil there. Now, if you want to give your money away, well, if that's what you want to do, go, by all means, go and do it, but don't expect any return from it. And what does the other one says? The other one, if you notice the coins are, there is an expression when you are in debt, you're on the red, right? And these coins are on the red, which means this option, out of the three options, is the one that is the least fulfilling or profitable, you would say. So out of the three options, option one, provided that you have them secure in your house, you can just have it and do what you like with them if you want or not. Option two was, if I put it in the bank, I invested in some way, and it had the sun, which means yes, that is the way to go, because money is going to be, success is going to be there coming, regardless of what you do with it, it's going to produce a profit. So whether you buy bonds or put it in a long-term investment, it looks good. And if you buy property, you have all these considerations of money, but you have a devil there and you are on the red. You end up with less money than you started with. So I would say this is the option that for you in your particular case is not very good. And there is your reading for a person that came into a bit of money. So this is Tarot by Aruni. I'll see you again tomorrow. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.